The process is a very simple one. Everybody brings their briefs, everybody brings their creative work. And I think we had like 450 bits of work all up. So that means you can have a very labour intensive but a very enjoyable system. And you put the work on the table for each country and everybody discusses it. And you talk about what's good about it, what's wrong with it, how to make it better. Can you augment it? Does it come up with a different idea that you interrogate the ideas? Also, because we've got so many countries there are often ideas that are born in one country that are relevant to another. And often we have companies that are working in different markets, same company, different markets, and they can kind of share learnings. It's really hard work, but it's extremely worthwhile on a number of levels. There were two that really shone for me. One is a thing called Bookly, and the reason that I found it particularly interesting, and I spoke at the Mobile World Conference in Barcelona, and this was my central argument was, everybody talks about all this new technology. They talk about how it's transforming the way we live, and it forgets that the majority of people in the world don't have smartphones. And even if they do have a smartphone, they don't have the bandwidth to make it smart. So the reason I found Bookly very interesting was it takes a dumb phone, effectively, a normal phone, and it allows smart applications of it, mainly because the resource, the heavy lifting is done off the phone. And Bookly is a very simple idea. It's about empowering a generation of African kids to read more, to publish, to share. And what it is basically, it's using a normal phone. You have a whole library, you have your own bookshelf, you can publish your own books, those get rated. You have a gamification part of it, so it's about quality and volume. And it's just a really clever technological way of delivering on what is a very obvious cultural concern. The campaign was created by Native VML, which is a Young Group company. Namibia I've got to say, was a really impressive group of people. Namibia. They did a very clever thing, which is they're trying to get people to change their perception of giving blood. So I think it was the National Blood Donation Service. And what they did was, I think it was a world first. They took the cultural insight that people find it very easy to share stuff online, but they are much less likely to share their blood, the most important stuff of all. And what they did was they got almost every single major digital media network in the country for one day to, when you went to share it, so if you want to share a particular article with the rest of the world through Facebook or Twitter, it went red and it delivered you a message. So the Facebook link went red and said, shouldn't you be sharing something even more valuable than this? And it's really clever, simple. It's one of those ideas you go, I wonder why somebody didn't come up with it before. But really clever way of changing people's perceptions about what they're sharing and why they should be sharing something more important.